Welcome to Two Shots of Espresso with Serena Appel and Colby Burchin. Hello, Colby.
Hello, Serena.
Colbs, today we're joined by someone who has literally run through every corner of New York City, one zip code at a time. Simone Hanlon has made it her mission to find the most notable pizza slice in all 200 plus New York City zip codes. Her under a minute videos blend miles of running, mouth-watering pizza shots, and surprising New York City history. It's not just about the best slice. It's about the slice that says something about the neighborhood. And along the way, she's uncovered favorites, plus a treasure trove of quirky New York City facts. Simone, welcome to our show.
Thank you. I'm excited about my project all over again, thanks to that intro.
This is like my favorite topic.
You post across Instagram and TikTok. You've amassed an incredible following at NYC Muncher, and you continue to just deliver just mouth-watering delights every day. So how did it all happen?
Thank you. Oh, I don't even know where to start. I love New York City, and I've always loved exploring and running around it. And I started eating a lot of the pizza, but you see on social media, a lot of people will focus on this same places in Manhattan. And I knew that you should venture out, try some new things. So I figured I could make a project where I would run all over and try unique pizzas. Every neighborhood in New York, as you know, there's an enclave of different ethnicities and therefore different pizzas. So I decided I needed to divide it up somehow, and zip code was a way to do that. There's about 216 zip codes in New York, and I figured that way I would cover every single borough, get to try a little bit of everything. And I do say most notable pizza, since not all the time there's the best pizza. I went to a few pizza deserts in the Bronx and they only had 99-cent places, or, chains. So I have been to a chain for one of my visits.
Wow. So was there an early slice or moment when you realized, oh, wow, this is becoming a massive project?
So I actually started in 2020. I decided I was going to do a pizza streak on social media. So every single day I was going to eat pizza. And then the pandemic happened, and that kind of put a damper on being able to go anywhere. And at the time, I wasn't running to each pizzeria. I would run to one here and there. It was more about trying new pizzas. And then the following year, I was like, I'm going to try this again. What businesses are open? And through 2020, I had been running to businesses that were open, like a lot of donut shops and places like that. So I could focus on my social media to show this place is here, come and try it, support a local business. So then the following year, I did another pizza streak for 100 days, and that's when the running started. I didn't actually start the zip codes until 2023. So it's been almost 2 years of doing it.
Well, I've loved it. And I really did want to know, did the running come first or the pizza?
Well, for social media, the pizza, but then I wanted to find a way to make it sustainable, because eating pizza for 100 days straight isn't the right way to go about it. Now I do about 2 pizza runs a week, or at least that's the goal.
You are so fit. I mean, it is unbelievable. I love how you just you run to a spot, you're dressed in your athleisure, your athletic wear and chowing down. So how is that received? Like you just show up at these places ready and panting or not panting because you're in pretty good shape.
So that has actually been interesting lately. The last 2 places I went to, the owners of the pizzeria had invited me in, and they were surprised that I came running in. They didn't think I actually run there. One of the guys said, "Oh, I thought you were going to pull up in a car." And on my social media, I do show my watch face. I try and show my Strava or my Garmin, data showing that I ran, but I don't think that, like, I think it's unbelievable in some ways. And I don't think it translates if you're not a runner, like, you don't realize this is how it works. So I was actually thinking about doing a video to address that. But yeah, I run everywhere. Do I pant? I mean, yesterday I ran, or 2 days ago, I ran to Whitestone and it was 20 degrees out. 11 mile. I wasn't even sweating. I was just like an iceberg by the time I got in.
Wow.
I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine how she does this. I mean, and then you run afterwards too. So you chow down and then you run again.
So that depends. My
Okay.
rule for this project, I run from my apartment on the Upper East Side, and it needs to be at least one direction. So if the run is under 10 miles, typically I will run back. So because I've done over 150 zip codes at this point, most of the zip codes I have left are more than 10 miles away. I only have part of Queens and part of Brooklyn to do, and I saved the longer stuff. So at this point, I'm like taking the train back.
How do you personally define notable, and why isn't the same as best?
So I'm going to use Coronet for an example. If you're not aware of Coronet, it is a spot near Columbia, and they have gigantic slices of pizza, and they're like $5. Someone did the math, and it's 2.5 times the size of a normal slice. So you get a tray, and the pizza is that size. So I would say that's a really unique slice to go talk about. Is it the best slice in the neighborhood? Absolutely not. Um, then there are other things, like I've had Algerian pizza in Astoria, where like that's really interesting. But on my scale of, is this an amazing slice? Maybe not necessarily, but it's something that I would want to talk about.
I want to talk about it too. That's so interesting. It's unusual, right? It's just like all, it's different. And then you were mentioning that those 99-cent slices too. I mean, how good are those? How good are they?
Oh, they're not good. I don't even think my friend works for a cheese distributor, and he said it's called, what they put on it is called pizza cheese. It's not even like actual cheese. And you can taste it. It's so plasticky. But I do have a funny story about the 99-cent place I went to in the Bronx. This was probably my weirdest pizza run. I had gone up to the Bronx, and the pizzeria that I had planned to go to was closed. And so I just like looked on my phone. I was already up there. It's 149th and 3rd Avenue. And I didn't really know much about the Bronx at the time, but that corner, there's a park where it there's a lot of addicts, and there's multiple methadone clinics around, and a lot of um problems in the neighborhood, like, and it's, you can physically see it. So there's a 99-cent store, or 99-cent pizzeria, and it was like the other choice for me to go into. So I walk into this pizzeria, and this guy starts following me, and he's like, hey, what are you doing? And I typically have similar shots before I go into any pizzeria, where I'm showing, the distance I ran, the storefront of the pizzeria. So he was coming after me like, what are you doing? Why are you taking pictures? Really upset. And I had walked in the door of the pizzeria at this time. I see that it's bulletproof glass in the inside. So that was a first to actually go into a pizzeria like that. And in my head, I'm like, I have two choices. I can either turn around and run away, or I can talk to this guy and diffuse the situation, hopefully. So, I turned around, started talking to him, explained I do reviews of pizzerias, and I'm talking about this pizza place. And he kept going, "Are you a cop? Why are you taking all these pictures?" And finally he stopped that. And I got my pizza, went outside. I offered him some pizza, to which he denied. But then he continued to talk to me. He started telling me how beautiful I was. Um, and, I was at this point, I'm like, thank you. Do you want to be in my video? I'm sure you say this to all the women in the neighborhood. And he's like, no, you're really beautiful. You have all of your teeth. So by the end, he actually was like, uh, do you want to marry me? Are you in a relationship? So I was scared to death going into this pizzeria. And by the end of it, I had a marriage proposal. He had introduced me to everyone, all his friends in this park. They were giving me recommendations for pizza. Okay, so honestly, I still was a little bit uncomfortable. So, so after I said goodbye, I ran quickly home from the Bronx. But it was an amazing, unique experience. The pizza was terrible, though.
Whoa. Oh my gosh. Yes. So you never know what is going to happen on a run.
Yeah.
That definitely is a memorable. That's memorable. Whoa.
How has running to each zip code changed the way you see the city itself?
Oh, I have just loved it. So one of my friends puts on a race around New York City that's 100 miles. And that first got me thinking about all of the different terrain in New York because his race starts and ends in Times Square, but you're going through Brighton Beach, you're going through Van Cortlandt Park, Jamaica, Queens. You see a little bit of everything. And now with the pizza runs, it's the same for me. And Bronx has been the one borough that I mean, I used to live in Brooklyn. I'm in Manhattan now, but I never explored the Bronx. And there are parts of it that are just gorgeous. Like it made me want to learn about the history of the Bronx. I going up to like Morris Park area, it's amazing. And just seeing the different neighborhoods, even, if I'm going places that I used to live and seeing how those neighborhoods have changed, it's just fascinating to me. And I don't think that you see that driving through or, in a day to day, you don't really notice what has changed. So being able to explore in this way is mind opening.
Wow. Okay. So any other cool discoveries that you want to share with us while you're doing all this tasting and running?
I would say that people should venture out and go into new neighborhoods and try new things. Like I was saying about Whitestone the other day, I took a while to go out there because there's not a lot of public transportation. So I was like, how do I get home after this? And then it ended up having great pizza. The pizza community in general has been really great. And I think that with any specific food, you're going to find a community, whatever you love. So definitely meet people, explore. There's all kinds of meetup groups for pizza, dumplings, anything you want. So you can find it if you're passionate about a food.
I'm so curious. What do standout spots all share in common, do you think?
They have the basics down. So my personal love is really good dough. And some of my favorite pizzerias are, they have amazing dough, but they've got the great dough sauce. They're using good quality cheese. Um, like I was saying about the pizza community, I go to a lot of pizza conferences and I've met pizza makers who are obsessed with what they're doing and they're always trying to improve. And I was talking to Colby before this started, but one of my favorite pizzerias is Pizza Fenice in Pelham, New York. And he is constantly trying new things. He's innovative. He's always tweaking, to try and make the best possible product. And you can absolutely taste it.
That pizza place, what is your favorite? Is it just a plain slice? Is it something with pepperoni?
He does a Jersey tomato pie that I think is outstanding. I would say in any pizzeria, I try and eat the cheese or the margarita. A margarita is my top slice because I love basil, and usually they're using fresh mozzarella, which I also prefer. But it definitely gives you a taste of their basic slice.
Okay, so we're talking about like what you taste, and I just have to shout out your pizza couture. You have a pizza blanket in the shot behind us. It is for everybody watching or listening. It looks like an incredible blanket, so cozy and complete with pepperoni.
I thought about wearing pizza clothes, but I was boring today.
But tell us about that. So you have acquired a bunch of
Oh,
pizza merch.
oh yes, I have multiple pizza bikinis. I'm given pizza clothing all the time, pizza pants, pizza shirts. I was given this pizza blanket. I have more than one pizza blanket.
Okay, so when you're not wearing pizza, where are you returning? What are the spots, the hot spots that we should look out for? Can you give us your best of?
Weeded in Brooklyn is probably my favorite Brooklyn spot. Manos in Queens, Manos. I mentioned Pizza Fenice. I actually went to a new spot. It's been open probably like a week. Fermento. It's on Varick Street. They just opened up. It was great. If you want a Neapolitan pie, Keste.
What about Upper East Side? What's your go-to Upper East Side?
San Mateo, also Neapolitan. And I really like Lucia, but I have to say, I have not been to the Upper East Side one yet. I've been to the one in Brooklyn a lot of times, and they have one in Soho as well.
I haven't followed every single story. I wonder if you've been to Arturo's on the Upper East.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's great.
That classic spot. I mean, it's just a classic spot. I can't, I mean, I think it's been around for decades and decades. So San Mateo is kind of new. Any other hotspots or must tries in 2026?
Detroit style.
What'd you say?
Detroit style at Serrano's.
Yes, Serrano's Italian on the west side, right by MSG. You ran over there. We definitely got that cheese pull that we love seeing from you too. It just your content is always so appealing, so delish, keeps us on our toes. I mean, if we're not following you for the pizza content, we're definitely getting inspired by your running too.
Thank you. If anyone has any recommendations for me, I take them. So whenever anyone messages me, I run. So let me know if there's somewhere I should go. Anyone watching this, let me know.
Tell everybody where they can find you. And I know people will be reaching out.
Instagram and TikTok, NYC Muncher.
Check it out, Simone. So wonderful to be with you. So wonderful to follow along. Thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you.
I want Simone to run down to Boca.
Next time I'm there, we will get pizza.
I hope so.
You'll have to line up some good spots, Colbs.
I know. My kids are pizza holics, so I got it for her.
Sounds great. Simone, thank you so much.
Thank you.